Hey guys, Introvert Goddess here, and welcome back to my Urban Legends from All 50 States miniseries. And today I will be talking about urban legends from Hawaii to Maryland. Hawaii, the Night Marchers. They are said to walk near Kauai Village and Makahuna Gulch. A group of ancient spirit warriors who are said to be wanting to reclaim lost land or avenge their deaths. They are said to appear from their burial sites when Hawaiian locals honor the gods Kane, Ku, or Lono. If you lock eyes with at least one of them, they will promise the death of yourself or a loved one. One can protect themselves in their own home by planting living lee shrubs or cordyline to ward off any evil spirits, and that the night watchers avoid those areas. Idaho, water babies of Massacre Rocks and Pocatello. When you sit by the river, you can hear the water babies. They were forcibly killed by their mothers during the famine, so the mothers wouldn't see them starve instead. The babies were said to evolve into creatures with fins and gills. They are found in the Utah Lake also. Illinois, Homie the Clown in Chicago. Not to be confused with Homie the Clown from Living Color in the 1980s. But in 1991, this evil clown rode around town in a van offering candy and toys to children, and eventually abducted them. Some police reports were made, but the Chicago Police Department gave up on trying to track him down and claimed he was just an urban legend. Indiana, green-clawed beast in the Ohio River in Evansville. This underwater human-sized creature is attracted to grabbing women and dragging them into the river. One case on August 14, 1955, a woman named Naomi Johnson was told she was dragged into the water by this clawed hand, and when her friend heard her struggling, the friend moved an inner tube she was waiting with over the monster and they swam to safety. A man claiming to be an Air Force colonel showed up at Naomi's house and informed her to not tell anyone about the incident. They say the legend came from the extraterrestrial visit of the Kentucky Goblins, which both occurred on the same day. Iowa, Villisca Axe Murder House and Corning. On June 10, 1912, Josiah Moore and his entire family, with 2 guests, were murdered in their sleep with his axe that was found bloody at the crime scene. The murder, or murderers, were never identified, even though there were a few suspects. Frank F. Jones, Iowa State Senator, Reverend George Kelly, and William Blackie Mansfield were the prime suspects in the investigation. Kelly was actually arrested for the Villisca murders because he was evidently in the wrong place at the time. He was a preacher who recently moved to Macedonia, Iowa, and he was invited to attend a Children's Day exercise held at a church the day before the murders. Then supposedly, his confession was guilt-proof, so they let him go. Mansfield was thought to have been paid by the senator to do the horrid deed. He was also responsible for the grisly murders in Blue Island, Illinois in 1914, 2 years after Villisca, the axe murders in Paola, Kansas, 4 days before Villisca, and the murders of Jenny Peterson and Jenny Miller in Aurora, Colorado. This place is a big source of paranormal activity and where a ghost hunter stabbed himself in 2014. Kansas, Stull's Gateway to Hell in Stull. It is about 15 miles from Lawrence, Kansas. The small town of Stull inhabits Lucifer himself, who is said to make himself known at the cemetery on Halloween and the spring equinox. A roofless church once stood where the portal to hell is. It is believed that one of the graves is where Satan's own child is buried. Featured on the show Supernatural, the director, Eric Kripke, actually revealed that he made Sam and Dean come from Lawrence because it's so close to Stull. Kentucky, the Statue of Pan, Louisville, Cherokee Park. Made on August 31st, 1905, the Hogan's Fountain is topped with a bronze statue of Pan, and Pan is the Greek god of nature, the wild, and fawns. It is said that every night, or during the full moon, depending on who is telling the legend, Pan all of a sudden becomes an animated figure that roams the park and gets into mischief. Louisiana, the vampire Comte de Saint-Germain, New Orleans. Jacques Saint-Germain is responsible for seducing attractive women in New Orleans, where he strictly drank their blood and did nothing else. He is said to still be living today. He was born during the 1600s, even though it was said he died in 1784. Some of his popular historical friends like King Louis XV or Catherine the Great mentioned in some letters that he attended their parties after his supposed death. Apparently a French celebrity named Richard Chanfray stated he was Saint Germain on live television and then possibly faked his death soon after. He was said to have traveled from Europe to New Orleans. Maine, the Mackworth Island tree, Falmouth. The faces carved on the tree were created by ancient Native Americans who still haunt the site. And also on this island, a pet cemetery is present where dog spirits are said to roam and be heard. Maryland, the Goat Man. In the small town of Bowie, a crazed scientist who worked at the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. He did numerous inhumane experiments on goats, and where one certain experiment caused him severe brain damage. He now roams the area with an axe, and is blamed for the killings of countless small animals and some humans. Another variation of the story was when a goat herder discovered his goats were slaughtered by stupid teenagers, and then went insane soon after. Alright, thank you guys so much for coming back and tuning in to my part 2 of Urban Legends in the US. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day, and I look forward to seeing you guys in part 3 of this mini-series. Bye guys!